Hey, deserving listeners, 90 Day Fiancé, happily ever after. Let's watch. My name is Dr. Kirk Honda. I'm a therapist and a professor. As I always say, all of our content may contain triggering material, so watch with care. Let's watch.
You're doing things behind our backs.
I didn't want to discuss business because I knew it would be a power cake.
No, that's not why you said that. You didn't want anyone to hear the business that you two are discussing. And whatever ideas you guys are coming up with, you knew that if we found out, we would get upset. And I'm sitting here listening to the whole thing.
Okay, I'm just completely confused as to the business structure of the family business. Chuck is talking with Andrei about possible business opportunities. And the sister chimes in and says, I don't like that this is happening. So I'm trying to understand how this business works. It appears that Chuck is in charge, but then other times it looks as though the authority is spread out throughout the family, where the sister and Charlie all have equal say. But then other times it's clear that Chuck has all the say. And Chuck has even said, look, you're going to have your business. All y'all are going to do your thing. But I'm going to be over here with Andrei, completely separate from you, because I have decided that I want to help him. Now, I know some of you have commented below and say that Andrei is milking the system, that he is manipulating Chuck into doing this. Yeah, you could see it that way. Hard to know. Maybe Chuck wouldn't be doing this, but I don't know. I think that Chuck is smart enough to know if he's being manipulated or not. I don't know, but anyway, it's his choice. Now, you can say that Chuck is wrong for entertaining Andrei's career prospects. I mean, Andrei seems to have complete confidence in his ability to flip a house when he certainly hasn't exhibited, at least on the show, any kind of expertise that would allow him to think that he could be able to do that. But anyway, the father wants to help him. And now the sister is chiming in saying, I don't like the fact. So the sister is chiming in and saying to her father, I don't like the fact that you're talking with him about business, even though you've already told us that you intend to work with him in business. So I don't want you to talk with him about business. Is that the complaint? I don't understand. Now, why doesn't the dad in this moment say, honey, I get it. If it's upsetting to you, we won't talk about business, but honey, back off. This is my choice. I am going to work with Andrei. If you don't like it, hit the bricks, because this is what's happening right now. Love it or leave it, honey. This is what's happening. Let it go. I don't know if that would be justified, but if I was in Chuck's position, I'm wondering why he doesn't say or at least say something nicer. Like, honey, I get that you feel threatened. Your business is going to be fine. All your money is going to come in. Everything will be fine. You'll be able to pay your bills. Charlie will be able to pay his bills. I'm just going to work extra stuff. I'm doing beyond the business. I'm going to be helping Andrei. So please relax. I'm guessing that might help. Let's see what Chuck says here.
I think we should just clarify this. Like I was in the office last week and we discussed this stuff. He already told me, but he's going to get a new house.
That right there makes it seem shady.
No, what is shady? We're expanding the business over here. We're trying to make more.
Right. What is shady about that? Chuck has been explicit. I am going to work with Andrei. So the fact that Andrei is talking with the dad mutually, consensually, that the sisters are like, Andrei's up to no good. What is shady about that? It is completely out in the open. Andrei wants to work for the dad. The dad wants Andrei to work for him. What's shady? What is shady? I don't understand this paranoia. Is it xenophobia? Is it racism? Is it jealousy? Is it something else? Is there something accurate about it that we haven't been shown yet? I don't get it. Let's watch.
Every time you open your mouth, you try to suck my dad back in and manipulate with your words. And my dad believes you.
You're just insulting me, Nak.
No,
I'm telling you right now.
my dad believes you. Everything that you say.
No, it's not believing me.
He listens to you.
Okay, can we not distract the driver?
My dad and Andrei were just having a normal business conversation, which they're fully allowed to have.
Right. Okay. So I'm glad that Libby is helping me out here, because I feel like this family is making me not understand how to judge things. But the sister is saying, look, they're having a business conversation, which they're completely allowed to have. Right. I thought that was established. The dad wants to work with Andrei. Andrei wants to work with the father. Now, everyone can have a problem with that, but that's Chuck's choice. Chuck's the one in power. Chuck can say yes or no to that, and he has said yes. He has been very clear, and he has said yes. Now, you could say, what's the manipulation? Now, I guess you could say that Andrei manipulated the dad because Andrei said, if I don't get a job soon, I'm going to be deported, and then I'm going to have to move the entire family to Moldova, and then you won't be able to see your daughter or your grandchild. So if that's not true, then that would be a manipulation. Is that what the sisters are trying to get? But I'd have a hard time believing that the sisters are aware of that. I don't know. But anyway, let's continue watching.
Becky is just butting in and is being jealous. And it's like, have this conversation at a different time. Like, you don't distract the driver in a huge-ass RV.
Rebecca is getting butthurt now all the time.
I'm not getting butthurt. I'm calling out the facts.
Yeah, my ass. Like, how many times now do we have to just, like, go over this? I have to drive this car now, like...
So, if I were Andrei, I would just not say anything. The sister wants to butt in, and that's fine. She can say things, just say, well, I'm just not... But he gets triggered. He starts going after her. And then the fight has legitimacy to it. Then Becky has reasons to attack him because he's saying things that are attackable. If he were differentiated, he would say, okay, Becky's butting in. That's fine. I don't need to lower myself to her level. I will just be quiet. And if there's some reason that I need to say anything, I will. But if there isn't, then I won't say anything. And it could be that Becky and the others know that if they just say anything, Andrei will lay into them as well, and then it'll screw everything up. And maybe that's their purpose. I don't really understand.
And you're chilling in the back.
It's not just me. It's Jen. It's Charlie. We all feel that you're doing shady stuff.
I missed my turn now. Where in the are we going?
How the hell did we get on this road?
Because I missed it.
And that's your fault. You should be concentrating on the road instead of trying to weasel properties out of my dad.
I need to drive this.
Okay, so somehow in the conversation with Becky, who's right behind him, yelling at him. Now, if Andrei were more differentiated, he just wouldn't respond, but he's responding. And somehow he got distracted and he got on the wrong road. Fine, big deal. I'm sure they'll get back on the highway. It's not a disaster. The world isn't coming to an end. But then the other sister says, well, I'm sure that you wouldn't have been distracted if you weren't trying to weasel properties out of my father. Now, I don't understand why the dad doesn't speak up and say, he's not weaseling anything out of me, kids. Will you stop saying that? This is my choice. So will you all just be quiet about that? Knock it off. Maybe he's going to say something like that. Let's watch.
I'm not stopping you from anything.
What the No, Rebecca, you know what? Let's talk for a second outside. Because I'm not going to drive this bull while you're
Where are we at?
just attacking me.
Were you driving us into the woods, Andrei? What's going on
I know,
here?
so you pull into the middle of the...
Come on, I'm here for a second.
getting
Let's talk a
outside
little bit.
in the woods.
Come on.
Okay, I think maybe Andrei actually purposely got off of the freeway so he could have a conversation with Becky outside. Now, I think he unfortunately went down a road where there is no way to turn around in that giant RV, which I'm guessing is going to lead to some more hijinks. I don't know, but let's watch this. Okay, so now Andrei and Becky are going to have a conversation. How is this conversation going to be constructive? Are either one of these individuals going to try to work things out, or are they going to purposely going to sabotage? I think Becky, it seems like Becky is on a mission, at least in part, to sabotage Andrei's relationship with the whole family and by extension Chuck. So I think Andrei has a lot of reason in this moment to try to smooth things over. So let's see how he does. But I think Becky is probably heading into this conversation with no meaningful motivation to make things better. I think she has a lot of internal motivations to sabotage this conversation. She's also in front of her siblings, who I think she's trying to impress, I'm guessing. All right, well, that does it for that episode. If you didn't know already, we have a Discord and a Facebook fan page and an official Facebook page and Instagram and a subreddit, and I think that's it. So you can click the links below to join one of those. I post pictures. I just actually posted a picture of Father's Day with me and my dad. It was lovely to see my family without masks on since we're all fully vaccinated. So do that if you want to. You can also join Discord and be a part of the community, the Facebook fan page, and there's a lot of support that goes on, mutual support. And, as I always say, we all need a lot more friends. We need a lot more attachments in our lives. And sometimes the internet can provide that. And everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.